So, mid-1978, you guys relocate to Sydney. You go back to your punk roots and you reinvent yourself as the Nauts. You sign to Robbie Porter's Wizard label and you release an amazing self-titled album in 1979, which, not just in my opinion, but a lot of people's opinion, is a landmark Australian punk new wave album with many great tunes, such as Black Market World and Doll 000. What are your memories of the Nauts and any of the Sydney bands that you were playing out with at that time?
We needed a change, Melbourne, we weren't fitting into the whole Melbourne thing. Everyone was just had enough. So we came up to Sydney because actually Sydney was quite exciting at the time. There were a lot of really cool small punk clubs all around, especially in Oxford Street and Darlinghurst, in the city area, Mansell Room and all these other really interesting places. And so we thought we would strip the bride bare and just start doing really small clubs and just get our reputation as a really cool little punk band or punk rock band, really. And Sydney was perfect at the time. The only problem with Sydney and doing that kind of music is you got to look punk, you got to be dressed in leather jackets and black. And we didn't really fit in again. We would get to these places and we would get to these really cool gigs and we'd get up on stage and we'd start doing our stuff and we'd get heckled and gobbed on. And it wasn't easy. It was a difficult time. And it made us very resentful because we felt, we were doing clubs like the Bondi Lifesavers, which was a really great club in Bondi Junction. And we were playing, and they would finish a set and then people would just start calling us names. And next thing you know, there's a brawl going on. Half the guys in the band couldn't take it anymore. They jump off on stage. So Sydney was great. We loved being here. We had some great times. Some clubs were open to us, but overall, it just became very depressing. The bands that were really great, we were around some really great bands like the Scientists, the Hitmen, Birthday Party, and Radio Birdman were great. But we were like these guys that were never going to get accepted, no matter how hard you tried. And that was it.
Okay, and I guess the sound that the Nauts were playing was very much an English-influenced sort of electronic punk sound, for want of a better term.
Yeah.
So was it only sort of natural that the band said, okay, let's go to England, let's try and try our luck there?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there was ongoing conversation about it, like Both Ways getting released on Virgin Records, and we were really excited about that because we thought, well, that could be our break. Somewhere along the line, contractually wise, whatever, it never got released. So by the time we got over there, we had enough of Australia. We were really despondent, and our manager sort of didn't follow through with us being over there. So here we are, 5 guys, and we just sort of needed some time just to sort of get ourselves back together again. And I think what had evolved is SUPERNAUT, we all started wanting to, because we were all individual songwriters, which was the strength of SUPERNAUT's strength, was we all were individually strong songwriters. And in some cases, we co-wrote, other cases we wrote the whole songs. But I think over the time, especially for myself, I started wanting to do more and more of my own material. We finally started rehearsing in London to do some gigs and whatever, and the vibe just wasn't there. There was just the thing that we had was just what didn't exist anymore. That energy, that need to play together, just didn't seem to work. So I left, came back here. The others, Chris, Joe, and Gary, sort of stayed together, formed a band called This Is This, and they just played around London, recorded some independent singles, and for a couple of years. And then I came back here, and then decided to go back to the UK.